All right, here I am. For the first time in quite some time, I've got the webcam on. I'm showing my lovely face to all you wonderful people out there, and it's for good reason. The kids are both asleep, and the Stanley Cup playoffs start in 2 days. So I figured I'd light up the Stanley Cup playoffs bracket challenge, and I'll tell you who's going to win and why in my head. And to be honest, although my reasoning doesn't make sense a lot of the time, I'm usually right on these. I've hit the Stanley Cup champion, I think 3 out of the last 5 years. So I might be a little biased. I might be remembering it wrong. But in any event, here we are. I'm going to go west, then east, and then so on. And for every team, I'm going to give them a 1 to 10 scale, how confident I am in the potential of them winning the Stanley Cup. So let's get this thing started. So starting off with the Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. The Blues have been lighting it up lately, and I think a lot of people think they're going to be dangerous for the Winnipeg Jets, and they might be. They might be. But the Winnipeg Jets have been the best team all year. I'm pretty sure they won the President's Trophy. Did they or the Capitals? Let me see. They did. All right. The Winnipeg Jets, the President's Trophy curse, and they're going against the surging St. Louis Blues. What did they have, like a 13 or 11 game winning streak towards the end of the year? Yeah, they were lighting it up for a little while, but they are going against the best team in the league. Connor Hellebuck, Jordan Binnington. Obviously, Binnington outdueled him in the Four Nations, kinda, 1-1. Bias American here, I'm telling you can't win a series 1-1. All right. So if you're from Canada, it is what it is. All right. You didn't really beat us. You tied us. We'll see when it comes to the Olympics. That's when it really matters, right? But anyway, switching countries, though. Hellebuck in Canada and Binnington in the States in St. Louis. But I do think Winnipeg's going to win that series for sure. Not for sure. But I'd give Winnipeg a 6 out of 10 in the danger scale of them being a Stanley Cup champion. For St. Louis, it'd be more like a 2 or a 3. It is a great story. Obviously, Binnington and the Blues have done it before, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. So give me the Winnipeg Jets moving on to the next round, and then we'll move to the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. Ooh, look at that even matchup. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty high on the Colorado Avalanche. I'd give them like an 8 out of 10, which might be the highest I'll give a team for this on how dangerous they are as far as winning the Cup. Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar. I mean, they're like an all-star team. They are very dangerous. I think that they very well could win the Cup this year. Obviously, didn't have as many points as Dallas, so they don't get home ice advantage. But that shit doesn't mean anything in the NHL, in my opinion. Because, yeah, if it goes 7 games, it's the same amount of games. Or what is the team with home ice gets one more? Yeah, one more home game for the team that gets home ice. I don't think that shit means anything, at least not much. And then on the other side, Dallas Stars, you got Rantanen. Man, they're a dangerous team too. They can score 3.40 goals a game, exactly the same as the Colorado Avalanche. That's crazy. That's crazy. And damn, the power plays. These guys are even, man. Even. And according to these numbers, Dallas was slightly the better team during the regular season. I'd give them like a 4 out of 10 as far as can they win the Stanley Cup. They are dangerous. They could, but I don't think they will. I think Colorado's going to handle that business. So we get Colorado and Winnipeg in the next round. We'll get back to it. Next up, we got I hate this team. I hate them. I hate the Vegas Golden Knights. I hate them. Against the Minnesota Wild. I really want the Wild to win this series. That doesn't mean they will, of course. But man, if they do, I'd be I'd be happy as hell if the Wild got this done. The reason I hate the Vegas Golden Knights, listen, I used to be a huge hater of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now it's the Golden Knights. It's because they're in Vegas. I hate that city. I'm sorry. I hate the city, and I hate the fans. You've never experienced any pain in your lives, at least when it comes to your favorite hockey team. Your favorite hockey team. You haven't watched hockey until you had your franchise just show up and make the cup in their first ever season. I've never seen the Buffalo Sabres in the Stanley Cup final. Shit, I don't even know if I was potty trained when they were in the playoffs last. Shit, was I like 10 years old? I don't know, but fuck them. Fuck the Golden Knights. Of course, they're more dangerous than the Minnesota Wild. I'd give them like a 6 or a 7 in the danger scale. The Wild, they're more like a 2, man. It's not going to be the year for Minnesota. Obviously, they're recovering from these injuries. But I don't know. I don't see it. So give me the Golden Knights. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Kings. And, whoa. I didn't even pick a winner yet. Hey, all right, I guess we got to pick the amount of games this go. Oh, we can cancel. All right. Anyway, so next up, we got the Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, Kings, on paper, well, not really. They had more points than the Oilers this year. The Kings, they could be dangerous. The Oilers, they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, all the way to Game 7. They were down 3-0 to the Florida Panthers, and that video of Connor McDavid screaming in the locker room, that's not good enough. Everything, or what did he say? He goes, right now, right fucking now. Yeah, that gives me chills, man. That's the shit I listen to before my hockey games, before I suit up for a 10 p.m. beer league game. Shout out to Connor McDavid for that. Man, I want to see him get one. I want to see the Oilers win. I want to see a Canadian team win, too. This is tough. I'm back and forth on this because I think the Kings are pretty dangerous. I think... Before making this video, I went Kings. So, do I stick with that? See, I'm doing this right on the spot. I'm going Oilers. I'm going to go Oilers in 7. It's close, though. Kings, I still give them like a 4 out of 10 in the danger scale. Oilers, 5 out of 10. That's the reason I'm going to go Edmonton. But I'm not super confident in that. The Kings could win. So, Kings in 7, or Oilers in 7, excuse me. Vegas is going to mop the floor with these guys. That's a 4-game sweep. I think that'll go 6. Winnipeg, St. Louis, that'll go 6 too. Yeah, absolutely winging it. All right, next up, we go to the Eastern Conference. The East. The Leafs versus the Senators, the Battle of Ontario. I'm excited for this one. I love 2 Canadian teams clashing, and they're pretty close, you know. On paper, a lot of people think the Leafs will run all over these guys. The Leafs are due to make a run, but the Senators, they're that underdog team that you don't really want to see. Obviously, they got Brady Tkachuk, one of my favorite players in the NHL. I love the Tkachuks. Pause. But I do. I love the Tkachuks. I love the way they play. I love a player that gets in front of the net, pisses off the goalies. Shout out to Sean Avery. I would love to see the Senators win, but at the same time, I wouldn't be mad if Toronto made a run this year. I've picked on them enough. I'd give Toronto a 6 out of 10 in the danger scale. I think they could do something this year. In Ottawa, I give them like a 2. They're another team. I don't think they're going to go very far. Actually, I think Toronto should theoretically mop the floor with them. Obviously, Ottawa, great season regardless. And then we get to a tougher match. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the defending Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. Damn, Nikita Kucherov had a $121 this year. I mean, he just keeps going off, man. I love Nikita Kucherov, one of my favorite players in the league. Them Panthers, man, they were made for playoff hockey. I feel like this is bait. I feel like there's some bait here. You know, the Panthers didn't have the best regular season, only 98 points, but that's only 4 behind Tampa. Obviously, they mopped Tampa last year in the playoffs. Man, this is tough. This is another tough one where it could go either way. And I got a soft spot for Kucherov, Vazzy, and the Lightning because they got me back into hockey during COVID when I really wasn't into it. So, shit, dude, where do I go with this? A lot of people are going to pick the Lightning because there is a danger there. They are a dangerous team. Man, they're like dead even. That power play percent, very close. Penalty kill, very close. Tampa's a better offensive team. You know what? Give me Tampa. Give me Tampa. I was going to go Florida. I talked myself out of it. I think Kucherov, Vazzy's going to steal a game there. We'll see how it goes. And then next up, we got the best team in the East, according to their points, the Washington Capitals, with the most goals in NHL history. Alex Ovechkin leading their squad into the playoffs yet again. He hasn't had the most playoff success, but he does have a ring. And, you know, maybe they get another one. Maybe they get another one. The Washington Capitals, I'd give them a 7 out of 10. I think they could make a run. Strome, love him. Love Tom Wilson. Chikrin. It's like they just hit on everything. And it does feel like the Capitals could be really dangerous this year. On the other side, the Montreal Canadiens, let's face it, they're probably not going to make a cup run, but they got the demigod. How do you pronounce his name? Demidov? Straight out of the KHL, he looks like he's going to be an absolute beast. All right, and I think he's going to give Washington some problems, but one guy is not going to make that much of a difference. Obviously, you got Caulfield, you got Suzuki. And, you know, good on them. They made the playoffs. That's a win for Montreal. I don't think they're going to get past the Capitals. I think there are people sleeping on the Washington Capitals. I'm not. Especially not in this first round. I think they get by the Montreal Canadiens. Next up, the Hurricanes and the New Jersey Devils. Two teams I didn't watch much of this year. The Hurricanes, they're just, I don't like them. I don't know why. Just never have. Never been a big Hurricane guy, but I do like Taylor Hall just because, you know, he's been a journeyman. So what do we got here? Their power play is not very good. 18.6. That's not very good. Penalty kill is pretty good, though. Goals per game, man, it's close. Points, 8-point difference. I think I got to go with the Devils here. Carolina, I give like a 4 out of 10 in the danger scale. I don't think a lot of people think the Devils can win this series. This is going to be my upset of this first round. I think the Devils, they're also a 4 out of 10. That thing will go 7. And then Washington, that'll 5. That could go 7. We're going to get a sweep in the first round. Yeah, let's go sweep. I think Toronto absolutely lays them out. All right, here we are. Round 2. This is where things start getting exciting. The Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. Damn. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one because the Jets, they're due. They are due. But the Colorado Avalanche, they got that playoff experience. It feels like this is about the time the Jets usually lose. Damn. I just think the Avalanche are too powerful. Too powerful. And it'll be unfortunate for the Winnipeg fans. I'd love to see Winnipeg win that one. And then we got the Oilers and the Golden Knights. Man, how much I'd be rooting for the Oilers so hard here. But I just don't think that they'd beat the Golden Knights in a best-of-7 series. I just don't think they would. Jack Eichel's their leading scorer with 93. I'm not a Jack Eichel hater either, all right? Not a hater. But, yeah, I mean, I don't want to pick with my heart, man. These are two teams I really don't like in the conference finals. I don't want this to happen. I'm going purely off of instinct, how I feel about it. I don't like it. But that's just what I think. It's just what I think could happen. Maple Leafs Lightning again. Damn, this would be a good series. I'd love to see this. The Maple Leafs finally got a round one win. Was it the year before last year when they beat the Lightning in the first round? And then they got mopped by Florida, I think it was, the second round. Shit. I think the Lightning will return fire on that. Damn, the Lightning back at the conference. You know what? Actually, I'm retreating that statement. I think it's time. I think it's time for the Toronto Maple Leafs to make a conference final run. You got Marner, you got Nyes, you got Matthews, you got toughness on that team. They have the makings of a team that could win a Stanley Cup. I think Toronto is going to advance one more round this year. Will they advance another? We'll see. All right, the Capitals and the New Jersey Devils. See, I think this goes in favor of the Capitals for sure. For sure. You got a lot of toughness, a lot of experience. You know what? Capitals. I'm not even going to spend too much time on that. Capitals. Damn, that would be awesome. I would love that as a conference final. Something different. That would be something different. See, these are like two opposites for me. Maple Leafs, Capitals. I love that matchup. On the other side, Avalanche, Golden Knights. I don't love that matchup, but, I'll be honest with you guys. I think Colorado goes over to the Stanley Cup Finals. Again, you got Landeskog probably going to be coming back. They're going to be a rejuvenated bunch. But here's the tough pick. The Maple Leafs or the Capitals. Damn. This would be an awesome fucking series, man. Who would win it, though? Who would win it? This would be an awesome. I'm smiling just thinking about it because I would want to watch every single game. I want to see something different. I'm a fan of something different. Capitals, Maple Leafs, conference finals. Those buildings would be buzzing. I think it would be the best case scenario as far as the two probably best teams in their respective conferences. I do think that these are the two best teams in the East right now, and I think, shit, man, it'd be a great matchup. So, man, Capitals, Leafs. I'm just riffing, man. All right. Give me the Caps. Give me the Caps. I'm sorry, Leaf fans. I really did think about it. I really thought about it. And, all right, who's going to win the Stanley Cup? I mean, y'all know who I'm going to pick at this point. I just spent so much time deciding who's coming out of the East. I think Colorado's going to win the Cup. How many goals scored? I forget that they ask this every time. Total number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's the tiebreaker. Let's say it goes 6 games, and there's 5 goals a game. That'd be about 30, right? I'm going to go with 34. I don't know if that's the average amount. I'm just throwing some shit at the wall. So there it is. There is my Stanley Cup bracket. Read it and weep. Read it and weep. Honestly, I wouldn't be too mad at this. This would be a pretty solid playoffs if you ask me. I would take this. I would sign up for this if I had the option, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm right a lot of the time. All right, a lot of the time I'm correct. But that's it. That is my prediction for the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that's it. All right.